Hello YouTube! Today in the Naughty Librarian I am doing my October wrap-up. So, Spook-A-Thon kind of wiped me out, and so I did not read a lot more books than the 5 I read for Spook-A-Thon, but I did read 3 more books, and luckily they were all pretty good. Like, October was an awesome month for books because September was just rough, but October was pretty good because I pretty much read awesome books. Alright, let's just get into it. First up, I have The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. So, this is one of those books that is objectively really good, but subjectively not that good. Like, I get it. I get why this is a good book. Karen Thompson Walker wrote a great story that's full of wonderful prose and it's very insightful. It's just that I didn't really care for the plot that much. Like, I realize that it's well written and it's good. It's just not something that I'm gonna find myself thinking about in the future. It's kind of just, it's not you, it's me kind of thing. The Age of Miracles is essentially a coming-of-age family drama, and it's set amongst the backdrop of the apocalypse, so there's that. The story is told through the eyes of Julia, who is a 12 to 13-year-old girl, and there's a weird juxtaposition between the average, everyday pains of growing up and the heartbreaks and all of that, but it's all juxtaposed against the apocalypse. Because essentially, in this universe, the world has stopped turning, or it's slowing down, so everything's getting wonky. So it's that concept mixed with, oh, I have a crush on a boy, but he doesn't like me, so it's like a weird kind of duality. However, it works. Like, it's kind of interesting to see how lots of things still remain the same, even though everything around it is changing. So, I mean, it's really well written. That's all I can say about it. I enjoyed it quite a bit in the fact that, I don't know, I think you could draw a similarity between Julia and Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird and how they see the world and all of those heartbreaks that they never knew existed and having to experience those with them for the first time. And it's very insightful, and I liked it for that. It's just not like a story that I liked particularly. Like, I understand why it's good. It's just not something I would have wanted to read, probably. But what do I know? I mean, most of the books I read could be classified as werewolf porn, so, you know, who am I to say? Next up, I have Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. I am excited that I read this. I was fortunate enough to get to meet Leigh Bardugo when the book came out, so it is also signed, which is pretty neat. And I was really excited to read it because Leigh Bardugo is one of those authors that I have not read enough of. And I'll be honest, when I started this, I was kind of scared I wasn't gonna like it because it starts off really slow. Like, it takes a while to get going, I'll say that. But once it gets going, like, it's this, like, non-stop action-packed Adventure Time awesomeness. You know, all of those words, all of those adjectives, that's what this is. I really enjoy that it had, like, a large emphasis on female friendships and feminism. I really enjoyed seeing girls stick together and stand up for each other and have friendships that are based on mutual respect and trust. So all of that knocked it out of the park. That was amazing. There was no weird frenemy bullshit. It was just like girls being great. So, hail Leigh Bardugo. That was awesome. Holy feminism, Batman. I enjoyed that the cast of this is very inclusive. Alia and Jason identify as African American. Theo is Brazilian. Nim is Indian. And Diana is in Amazon. So, I mean, I guess she's white, but they keep saying she has bronzed skin, so I assume, like, she looks Greek. But yeah, it's a very inclusive cast. So I really enjoyed that it wasn't one of those books where it's like, oh, a bunch of plucky white kids saved the day, because that's like all of them, and it's boring. So it's interesting seeing different cultures acknowledged in this, and I enjoyed that it wasn't, you know, bunch of random white kids, like it always is. It was nice to see something different. And I mean, I could go on and on and on about all the action and the perilous journey they're on, but I feel like I'm just gonna leave it up to the reader to discover that, because I mean, it's a Wonder Woman story. Like, obviously there's gonna be action. One thing I wasn't necessarily expecting was all the humor. Like, this is actually really funny at times, because I mean, Diana is an Amazon. She's never been to the modern world, and now she's in it, and knows none of the idioms. Like, if someone tells her, hey, kick his ass, she'd walk over and kick that man in the ass. Like, she doesn't understand how it's a euphemism. So there's a lot of fish out of water jokes, and they all work, they all land. It's hilarious, and it's action-packed, and it's full of female friendships and inclusivity, and it's basically everything you want in a Wonder Woman story. So if you're into Wonder Woman, this is the book for you. The final book I read this month was The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer. Hot damn, can Stephenie Meyer write a novel? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, say what you want about Twilight. Like, yes, it had problems, but you know what? It didn't become an international mega success because it was poorly written. Like, it became successful because Stephenie Meyer is an awesome writer. She should write the heck out of a book. So The Chemist is like a spy action thriller, and that's it. I wouldn't say it's very insightful about the human experience. There's not a lot of metaphors. The characters aren't very deep. I wouldn't say it's a character study, but it's a spy action thriller. It does exactly what it sets out to. So if I'm just looking at it from that point of view, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really action-packed. It was suspenseful. I found myself rooting for the characters to win. So I pretty much liked everything about it. I really liked Alex, the protagonist. She was so smart. I really love seeing a woman who is so smart. Like, she's not like this weak woman who needs to be saved. Like, she can handle it. Like, yeah, she's not physically strong, but she's so smart that she can get out of anything. Like, she's dope. On the other side of the spectrum, her love interest, Daniel, is like the dumbest person I've ever seen. Seriously, like, how can one person make consistently bad life decisions, like, all the time? Like, I'm honestly surprised he hasn't been murdered like 100 times. He's so dumb. So, slight spoiler, Alex and Daniel don't really have so much of a meet cute as they have a meet torture. Alex tortures Daniel. I'm not gonna say why, because that would be more of a spoiler, but that's pretty much when they meet each other. She tortures him. And after said torture is complete, Daniel is like immediately like concerned for her safety and like still crushing on her and like really nice and naive, and you're just like, what? Like, Daniel, she just tortured you. Like, you're okay. Like, no one would be mad at you if you were a bit upset about it. I get it. I know he's supposed to be the nice guy, but no one is that nice. It's really unrealistic to just think like, oh, ow, you've hurt my whole body and I've never been tortured before. Are you okay? Like, what? And I think they had sex in this. Stephenie Meyer is religious, so her books are pretty clean so far as like swearing and sex, but like it was so vague. I wasn't trying to be a perv, okay, but I had to keep going back and rereading the page, like trying to figure out, I'm like, are they having sex right now? Because I am not sure. That's how vague it was. So, I mean, like, either say it or don't. Like, I don't understand that, but whatever. Again, I read a lot of werewolf porn, so maybe this is my problem. But anyway, yes, it had problems, just like Twilight had its problems, but at the end of the day, hot damn, Stephenie Meyer can write a really good novel. Like, there's something about her writing style that's very compelling, and I always want to keep going with it, and I want to keep reading. I don't care if there's problems. It's just so well written. So, I don't know. I think there's just always going to be something really special about a Stephenie Meyer novel to me, and it's just not going to change. I'm just going to like her forever. Woo! I pretty much read books for Spook-A-Thon and then that was it for the other books. Hopefully in November I will read some more books, but probably I will read less books. Who knows? So yes, let me know down below, have you read any of these books? Which ones were your favorites? Which ones were your least favorites? Let me know down below. Do you have any good book recommendations I should be reading in November? Let me know down below as well. Okay, YouTube, that is all for now. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys soon. Bye!